Poker home game tonight. It starts up in 10 minutes. We're going to play this spin and go here real quick beforehand. So if you're out there watching and want to know how to join in on the rec.poker home game, the link is literally right below my camera here, so go check it out, and we'll see you at the tables. Usually gets about, I don't know, probably 65-ish people to join in. We'll be doing a giveaway tonight too, so if you want in on that, stick around. Probably makes sense to raise this up here. And just take it down, that works. So this works out, we should have the toppest of pairs. Obviously a lot of people can have a spade. Some worry around 2-pair combos, but now we have the best 2-pair combo. We're going to just value bet here, play money, so it's going to be just trying to get value when we can get it. Just a continuation bet. We're not too worried about. Oh, that's really scary because that generally means a 3. A really quick call. I like my flush draw, but I'm going to just give it up here, I think. Ugh. Chop, chop. Ooh, that was a 6. Was that deuce 6? Hey yo. If only we could run like this tonight. I'm just going to value bet. Play money tournaments, it's just about value betting. More value bets. Yikes. Obviously that works out a lot of the times where he doesn't have a queen. Because it's unlikely for him to have a deuce. Definitely possible, but unlikely, and if he does, you know, we're doing fine against it. And there's only 2 queens left in the deck, so I shove with my highest non-pair hands. I'll just fold. Again, play money, just going for value bets. Mostly just doing this to pass the time. We have 7 more minutes until the home game starts up. I'll just check, wait to get my straight before actually betting. I can call this once. There's the straight. Now we bet out. Just no heart is all we're hoping for. Well, I guess we just go with it. Could be up against a lot of 2-pair types of hands, just hopefully not the flush. That's the flush. We got 6 minutes, so we're going to play another spin and go. Again, otherwise I'm just sitting here, so we'll play it. And if we win this, we just break even and play money chips. I'm just going to jam first hand very exploitively, trying to get called by someone who has a meh hand, but isn't like committed to playing that much time. Just no. All right. See, look at that. Worked out. Oh, great. He's sitting. Oh, he's back now. Okay. I was like, this is going to be the quickest spin and go ever, and I'm trying to take my time. Waste another probably 3 to 4 minutes is what I'm hoping to waste. I know I said value bet, but he took the initiative, so I want him to keep bluffing into me. So all we're worried about is aces and kings, which he doesn't have here. We'll play a little bit more passively to try and keep the time going. We had the monthly rec poker tournament last night. The first Wednesday of every month, we keep score for Player of the Year. We final table bubbled, moved up to 6th place for Player of the Year, within striking distance of getting first, but still just a little bit removed from actual first place. We won it last year, so we'd like to win it again, but we have 2 tournaments left for Player of the Year, and we got some work to do. Only one way to play 5s. And that's to fold. Thought I was going to chop it. Hey, we won it. Let's find the rec poker standings. Let's see if I can find that real quick. We got just a minute before it starts, so let's see. Oops. That's not going to show up all that well. Does that work? No. There's the standings right now. Oh, no. There we go. So Fortune has had 2 good tournaments. It looks like he won in April, and then I think he got 2nd or won last night. 60, he took 2nd. So he got 2nd last night, moved up into 1st place. So he's got a 1st and a 2nd, 253. It's a pretty good lead. I am here, 214. Chris 5x5 Jones, part of the core team, in 2nd. Poker Geek in 3rd. Also part of the core team. Robman 5th, part of the core team. Myself in 6th. Bluffsterini. You probably know Steve. A good representation up there. Speaking of which, we've got Poker Geek and Man at our table. Ooh, let me get this set up right. And then we'll be off with the home game. So I'll get this out of the way. But we're in 6th, striking distance. 2 good tournaments, maybe a win, and we will repeat as Player of the Year. Otherwise, top 10 finish is still pretty darn good. All right, home game time. So if you're hanging out, we are running a giveaway again, but it's not just a straight giveaway. It is a you have to earn it giveaway. If you can guess the exact spot that I finish in tonight, you can either win one $10 off Rec Poker merchandise or 50% off coaching with me, which is stuff through the link below. So one of those two prizes, it's your choice if you win. You need to have your guesses in within the first 15 minutes of the tournament. So 15 minutes from now when you hear this, you have to have your guesses in. And if you get it spot on, you get to choose one of those two prizes. I would likely guess a number somewhere between 1 and 65 because we're probably going to have about 65 entries. I know it says 24 right now, but we'll probably get more. We'll just check here. Going four ways, having ace high and a marginal ace high, probably a hand that I should be opening to begin with, is just an easy fold. Try to figure out what JB calls with here. This is so often a king just going for value bets. I'm just wondering what this is. Ooh, king 10. That definitely makes sense. I'm wondering what this was in terms of that bet. So welcome everyone. If you haven't met me before, my name is Taylor Maas. I do this Twitch Thursday, every Thursday, playing the Rec Poker home game. There is bragging rights, there's a bronze pin, and there's an invite to the Tournament of Champions on the line if you can win the tournament tonight. So those are the three things that I'm going for. I need to clean up some things. I have those tables in the background, so I just got to get rid of them. Because we're just going to focus on one thing and one thing only, and that is the home game and winning the home game. There's going to be a lot of rebalancing of tables right away. There's a long re-entry period. You can not re-entry, late entry. So for 37 minutes. We're at 28 right now. We'll see this number continue to rise. It'll probably double, if not more, by the time this runs out. But because that happens, people keep entering and they have to keep rebalancing the tables. So we'll be jumping around a lot, most likely. Hey, I know this guy. All right, we got 2 guesses in the chat. I like it. Keep those guesses coming in. We'll have it open for another 12 minutes. So 12 minutes from hearing this now, you got to have your guesses in, and you can, again, win one of those 2 things if you guess my finish spot correctly. $10 off Rec Poker merchandise or 50% off coaching session with me. I'm probably just going to fold here. Limp should be relatively weak, but like it doesn't necessarily mean it's weaker than King 7 off. So I want to be raising versus limps a lot, especially when I have the button. But King 7 off is probably just too fringe of a hand. See, this makes a lot of sense. So you open Jack 10 off, just right of the button, pretty standard. Ooh, a big 3-bet. With this call here, I wasn't too worried about it. we were probably behind versus this, but we can, even though we're out of position, we're going to be able to play well versus it. This is just, a big sizing, easy for us to fold this bad of a hand. So we'll just get out of the way. All right, I like it. There's a lot of guests at the heart of the final table bubble, which is what happened to me last night. So if I can do that again, you guys will be right in the right ballpark. Also, feel free to post questions in the chat about random things. It helps pass the time because early on, without too many big decisions, I'm just kind of stuck here watching the action play out. But pretty good table here. Megra, I don't know if I've seen his name recently, but he was on a tear the early part of this year, constantly winning these tournaments. I wouldn't doubt if he's got 7 nightly series wins or something like that. Kelly and Fergie, very frequent participants. Combe Binkley, I don't know how many he has, but he's been doing pretty darn well too. So not the best hand to play multi-way, but usually you know exactly where you're at with this. So right now we're obviously worried about a jack. Easy to take a stab here and see what happens. Personally, I'd like Combe Binkley out of this hand because then I'd have position the rest of the way through. This is all right. It's not the worst thing in the world. So we'll probably just check here, and if Combe Binkley bets, we're probably just going to call, and then planning on calling rivers too. That should be good for us. I probably just end up calling because we're worried about the lone jack or aces through nines, which seems unlikely. Combe Binkley could have exactly nines, but I just feel really comfortable calling here. Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. He could be making that bet a lot with 7s, 6s, 5s. I think there's a 4 and a 3 on the board too. He could have one of those in his hand for a pair of that. If he has a set of those, I really don't care either, because now the jacks counterfeit his full house with my new better full house of jacks full of 8s instead of jacks full of 4s or 3s. So pretty easy call for us there. Conceivably could raise, but what are we getting called by? Probably nothing. So nothing that we beat. I don't think anything we beat would call a raise. So yeah, pretty simple for us on that spot. Relatively weak opening, but it gives me playability in terms of nut flushes and straights. Ooh, the 3-bet stinks. So we're probably just going to end up getting out of the way with this. When we raise from under the gun, we should have a pretty strong range, and this is obviously the worst of it. But we'd love to see that when we do hold hands like aces, kings, ace, king, queens, that type of stuff. Just happened to be the time where we don't hold one of those. The way Kelly checked back here makes me think she's got a hand like ace, king, ace, queen. That's going to go for a value bet here, probably like 400 or so. 210 on the small side. And there we go, moving around tables again. But when they 3-bet that big and then check, on the turn, it usually signifies a high card type of hand, which is almost always like ace king, ace queen. So the river really benefited their range. Even with the small bet, Megro probably made for sure the right decision by getting out of the way. He could call down low pair hands on a lot of other runouts. Probably not the ace though. Really trash hand. I'd really like to see a 3-bet here. Perfect. Gets us out of the way. Otherwise, I would have been like Psy calling for 30 more for the opportunity to outplay someone post-flop. I was going to say that's a really weird check on the turn and river there. Because when they 3-bet, should have a relatively strong range that ace connects with a lot of it. So you either want to bluff with it or try and get value out of it. And they did neither. They were trying to trap right there, or they were concerned about the queen, which you probably shouldn't be in that spot. So that seemed like a really straightforward way of betting out on the river. This is great for us. Really small bet over a limp. Easy call for us. It incentivizes them to call, incentivizes them to call, and we have a hand that does really well multi-way because we have a lot of implied odds in terms of the strength of hand that we can hit. Obviously, this is not one of those flops. There's no diamonds. There's only runner straights of 8-9 exactly, or king queen exactly. So to this, Kekik won't fold, but we will be. Ugh. Man, I hate to do this, but I do have to fold here. Hey Steve, how's it going? Steve's going to be late registering the home game. It'll be good to see you, Steve. Not the hand you generally want to be playing in Texas Hold'em. So we'll fold. We will fold. This is interesting. This is really interesting for like, so raise over limps seems normal. Very big sizing here. And then this call, this is very strange. Typically, a lot of recreational players call here with hands like ace jack, ace 10, nines, tens, eights, and just put themselves into bad spots post flop. So really easy continuation bet for John. Really tough spot for PCS to play because he's going to have to play. He's got to play out of position the rest of the way. There's a forum post that I just replied to on rec.poker. The forums out there essentially talking about that exact thing and essentially ISO raising over what John would be doing, or just straight up folding, right? So this flop should never hit our raising range over the limp, but we actually, like, it hits these types of hands, the pocket pairs. We rarely have a hand like ace 9. So it's either an overpair or it's a hand with just over cards. I am still going to continuation bet because I actually have a hand that I think I am ahead with. Only a 9 beats me. PCS should rarely have a 9 here. Giggles might. Now we just go into check mode. Likely going to be check calling. Jack is probably one of the worst cards to get. Obviously, a 10 or an 8 is not very good either. But it's either hoping for like an ace, a king, or nothing else. So 6, 8, and 7s just win. So that works out. We got one bet out of both of them with our 7s, and then we just checked it down. Probably a really good way of playing it. 10-1 and folding, yeah. It's just I'm going to be out of position. I'm never going to feel good about my hand. I have to hit exactly a jack or a 10 on the turn to be able to continue playing it. I don't have any other sort of like redraws. Multi-way, he should be slightly stronger than like in a normal spot. I think if we were heads up and that was the bet, I'm probably calling there. But when it went 4 ways and then everyone else folds, I'm probably just getting out of there. This could be the end for one of these two players. There's the all-in and a fold. Oh. Not going to be playing the king 3. Not tonight. All right, last call for entries in our giveaway. Rules. Submit your guesses in the chat. If you get the exact spot that I finish in tonight correct, you get one of two things, not both, one of two. You can either get $10 off rec.poker merch or 50% off an hour of coaching with me. So you get to choose which one of those two that you want. But put your guess in chat. If you get it correct, I'll reach out on Twitter or Twitch stuff out there, and then we can figure out which one you want and get that all sorted out. But you need to get the exact spot correct of where I will finish tonight. Last chance to submit entries. Even Steve is eligible. Maybe. We'll see if Steve's eligible. So John said he had Jack-Jack that hand, where we saw the 3x over a limp, and then he went to 4x, what that was, so 12 big blinds, and then we saw the call from PCS. And when you have jacks there, you don't like to see the 2-king flop, but that's almost one of the best things to see. Like you don't feel that great about it, but there's so few kings in his exact range that you feel really comfortable making a continuation bet. Because a lot of the hands that he does just flat call there with are just behind you. All right, we're going to go for all of PCS's chips here. If someone calls behind it, it's a very bad decision for them because I'm very often to, reopen the action. Yeah, sorry, dude. So like when this happens, like you're just putting yourself into a bad spot because I can react to all this. $200 to I think this works. Because then if he jams, I can reopen it once more. 675 more. He's got 14. It just calls. I was really... GG. I'm trying to do math really quick in my head because I raised it to... Damn it, Steve. Thanks for your guess, Steve. I very much appreciate that. Who knows? I might get 40th. It's very true. I might get 40th. You need more people to enter the tournament for it to be correct, but definitely plausible. So I went to 200 and I raised it up another 475. He had 1400 left. So as long as I didn't make it for 75 less than that, if he jammed, I could have reopened it. Yeah. I could have gone to like 875 or 900 and been able to reopen the action. And I'm really, really trying to reopen the action then, because then I've seen this guy call once already in a spot that he shouldn't be calling, and then I give him another shot to call, and then if he calls again, I just jam, because the action's reopened. All right, Evan Flows is in there too. All right, closed. No more entries. That is it. We are at the limit, time limit for entries. I expect a lot of calls here. Oh, all right. Easy to win that. Hold off a few minutes before closing. Only if you can actually recruit people. We'll do 3 more minutes. Starting now. Okay. So if you're just joining, we're doing a giveaway, but you have to guess correctly to win the giveaway. So what we're doing is, if you can guess my exact finish spot in this tournament tonight, you can win one of 2 things. You get your choice, either $10 off Rec Poker merch or 50% off a coaching session with me. So you get to choose one of those 2. If you win, I'll get in contact with you and figure out all the details. But you have to guess the exact spot that I finish in tonight correctly. So we'll do it for 2 more minutes starting now. So that means if you're hearing this, type in the chat right now, because if you wait any longer, it's going to be too late, and I will close off the entries. Ooh, Keki got the flush. Just not good enough to open that. I guess I should have played this hand. Would have flopped quite well. We're 6-handed now, so I'm going to open this. Otherwise, I wouldn't be opening this from under the gun. But this is essentially, way better position than it actually looks like. So we'll open it up. Get a call from the button. From what I've seen from Giggles so far, I'm not too worried about what they're playing. So this connects so well with our range and decently well with their range that I should be continuation betting here. But I expect to be called a lot as well. I do get folds from hands that are like middle pairs. So I want to, still bet out. Just a bad hand. I don't really want to play this, let alone play it multi-way. I'm just going to save 105 chips. All right. Guessing is closed. All right. How do I subscribe with Twitch Prime? I'm not sure. So I normally stream on either my own channel, which is twitch.tv/Taylor Maas, but every Thursday we stream on the twitch.tv/poker channel. There should be a subscribe option beneath the stream. So if you're watching on a desktop, it'll be like below this logo even down here, and it'll say subscribe and then give you an option to subscribe with Prime. If you're on mobile, I think it's a little bit more different, and I'm not exactly sure, but see if you can hit that button. I'm already playing this King 4. We've seen Giggles play a little bit more passively and fold on some flops. We've seen Kekik make really small raises with good hands too. So I'm just going to get out of the way here. I wish I would have played it because I would have hit the top pair and a backdoor flush draw. Not the best kicker, but still would have accepted it. I guess I'm glad I'm out of here. King 3, King Deuce, and we had the King 4. Everyone loves a chop pot. Also, if you didn't hear, I think it was the Midway Poker Tour had a little bit of a controversy this past weekend where they were awarding some precious metals for placement in the tournament instead of cash, and some people were upset. I really don't know what they're upset about because I've been playing for bronze pins since the start of the year and playing for silver pins occasionally in there too. Like, to me, that's what I'm playing for. We were the first poker tour, I believe, even though we're not a tour, to award precious metals for winning the tournament. So Midway Poker Tour copied us and kind of gave us a bad name. So trying to pull off a rec poker, but it usually works better to allow free entries for tournaments that you're going to award precious metals in instead of making people pay when they were expecting to get cash prizes. So hey, Midway, we were the first ones. We started the precious metals. We started with bronze, there's silver. Apparently there's a gold pin as well. They didn't award any gold, I don't think. I think they just awarded silver. So hey, could be a pretty cool thing to say you won a bronze pin. I mean, been pretty low key, pretty calm thus far in the tournament. We're way above average. We're in third place, but it doesn't really feel like it because we won a few big hands that were kind of just sit back and let the hand play itself out. So it's nice when that happens instead of having to go crazy over certain decisions. Evan Flows, subscribe with Twitch Prime. Thank you, sir. Good to see that you found that option and definitely appreciate it. Thank you for the subscription. Steve asks, what is Prime? So with Twitch, a way of supporting the content creators is to subscribe to their channel. Following is kind of like a thumbs up that you like their channel, and is nothing more than that. But a subscription obviously costs money, and then part of that goes to the content creator. But with Twitch Prime, you can link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account because Amazon owns Twitch. And if you do that, you get one free subscription every month. So you don't have to pay for that subscription, but the money still goes to the content creator. So by linking your Amazon Prime and your Twitch account, you have your Twitch Prime account and you get one free sub per month. That is Twitch Prime. King 9 definitely going to be a playable hand here. We're going to have position versus Keck Geek, but we just get a walk, which works as well. Yeah, and yeah, I knew Steve would like my precious metal joke and the pins and stuff like that because he was working the story for Poker News. There's a link out there if you want to go check out about the Midway Poker Tour and all that was going on there. Ebb and Flows, it should just be $4.99 for a regular subscription, but if you do it on mobile, I think they charge you an extra $1. Yeah, Steve, it's like they call it a subscriber, but you don't like have to like subscribe to watch channels. It's literally just a way of like supporting the Twitch creator. So, but yeah, if you do it on mobile, I think it costs $5.99. If you do it through the web browser or through a desktop, you should get it for $1 cheaper than that. And I think that's just due to like Apple or the Google Play type of thing, like taking a cut on it, or I don't know what it is. It's something weird, and I don't know enough to like really be talking about it, but it's something related to that. I'm not sure how Ace 7 got it in there. Must have bluffed and got called. Well, in true Steve Fredlin fashion, it looks like he's drawing dead with his 40th place guess because there's 32 people in there. Late registration is going to close in 6 minutes, so he both needs 8 more people to join and then meet a bust immediately. So part of the reason why I laughed at the guess and liked it. I like my suited kings, but just too early in position to play this. This is a flop that really should benefit the small blind here, and they do lead out for pot. I don't know if I necessarily like the lead, but it is definitely a flop that favors them quite a bit. It does kind of put Benmar in a weird spot. Like if they do have a 9, they feel like they want to call. If they have an overpair, they almost for sure have to call. But there's just so many combos of like 2 pairs, straights, and stuff like that that put a lot of their hands in really tough spots. So as the tournament goes on, I usually decrease my bet sizing. So early on, I go with a 2.5, and then slowly decrease. Even though I'm still 67 big blinds deep, there's a lot of people that are 27, 25, 25 big blinds deep. So I'm gonna decrease my bet sizing a little bit. I probably should, Steve. You're probably right. I'd like to bet here, but I'm just almost always behind someone, and I don't think I get enough folds three ways. Like if I have, 50% chance of getting someone to fold, or even like 60%, like it just rarely goes through. So yeah, a hand like eights is gonna call. JB, welcome, welcome. Yeah, Steve, to like get subscribe ability to a channel, you need to have like a certain amount of hours streamed, certain amount of followers, meet some of their metrics to get that. Apparently, the poker channel has that. So Steve, I only said that because I remember your joke from years ago that says if you ever wrote a poker book, you would title it Drawing Dead and Getting There. So I like the drawing dead portion of this. I think I want to raise here, and if I raise, I always raise this sizing. Shorter stacked. Like if this was 150, 75, 150, I just jam here. But being 100 and being 25-ish big blinds deep makes it a little bit more awkward. Yeah, ebb and flows. There's a lot of content out there on the rec poker stuff, a lot of free stuff, and then a lot of stuff that we do within the membership portion of that as well. Even if you have no interest in joining the membership side, like join the rec poker site, join the forums. There's so many good posts out there. I haven't been on the forums in a while, and I went there today, and I was like, "Holy cow! Look at all these that like I want to read and get into and respond to, but I just didn't have the time." But there's a lot out there, a lot of good conversations, a lot of good topics, and back and forth going on between the or all the members that we have out there. So a lot of cool stuff out there on that rec poker site. Nines is pretty good here. Everyone's at least 22 bigs deep, so I doubt we get this in pre. So our goal is going to kind of be play this a little bit more slower and passive. We really don't like this because either we 3-bet and get it in versus 40 and 47 big blinds deep, or we call and are really hoping that one, they don't have an overpair, and two, if they have two overs, they don't hit. This could be a tight fold. I'm still going to call, but like folding here really isn't out of the question versus early position and early position +1, under the gun and under the gun +1. So not crazy. And obviously when this ace comes, now we like feel bad. Like this is the most common card in either one of these two ranges. Like if you put me against Combe Binkley, I feel pretty decent, right? Like my nines probably do really well versus his range, but not versus these two. Obviously the best turn in terms of our exact hand and continuing here. Not versus this bet though. But we got club redraw. Combe Binkley is playing this exactly like a flush. I expect him to lead out for an all-in here. To me, the most common thing for him to call and then call again is a flush. Ooh, flush versus flush. Yikes. That's worth noting how that other person played. He called an under the gun open with Jack Deuce suited. So So this is really good for a couple of reasons. One, it does pretty well with our range because we have a redraw, but it also blocks their best hands that they have. So they could very well have a 10, and we are worried about them having a 10. But we at least block like the 8-9s. We make it less likely that they have that. They could be playing flush draws like this or overcards like this. I think just check and hope for another check here and then no heart on the river. Ugh, yeah, see, that's the worst. Because they do call probably with hands like Queen Jack and then obviously some of the other hard combos. I'm going to check. If it gets to showdown, I do have a chance at winning. Hey. I guess a bet on the turn would have worked out the best in that exact scenario because Cone Binkley probably still calls the 8s there. But given all the ranges of hands they could have and a chance of getting re-raised, because if we get re-raised on the turn there, we don't feel good about it. They went 480 more, which is 3 big blinds more. It's a really insulting price, to be completely honest. But again, it's one of our worst hands, so I'm just going to fold here. We haven't seen gloves get out of line or 3-bet all too much, so we'll just give them the benefit of the doubt there. I'll take that. Oh yeah, Carter Jones, smart guy. I like him a lot. This is going to be a call here. It's cheap enough. We have hands that are unlikely to be dominated by his exact holdings and hands that can flop really well. Exhibit A. So here with the ace, we go for a check raise, and then it's just an intent to try and get all the chips in. I have to bet out here because I don't want another diamond to come, although I think he bets with a lot of his diamonds. But I want to bet here, and then if he has a hand like King Queen, I'm probably just never getting paid off. So we're gonna, just target an ace to call us, potentially a 2-pair, but I think that's unlikely. So we're just trying to get paid off by some of those medium strength hands, which I'm assuming we just did. Probably just weak enough to fold because we would play 4 ways. I can, knowing that he was going to fold, but that flop obviously doesn't work well with us. If I know gloves is going to fold there, I might call. But I just don't really want to be playing 4-5 4 ways out of position, even though it's suited and it's connected. I just don't need to. It's kind of like the difference, right? Like I was very eager to play 7-5 suited in a heads-up pot, but 4-5 multi-way, a little bit less appealing. I think gloves can re-raise me here a lot. I forget if I see him do that a lot, but I'm just going to get out of the way with a hand like Jack 7 off. Like Jack 8, I think I play. Jack 7 suited, I for sure play. But I think this might just be borderline. Yeah, flopping the flush. Hey, yeah, this is one example of how my hand can flop really well. And like what I mean by that in terms of like hands that can flop really well, because obviously it's like joking and like funny when I see it play out, but like hands like 7-5 suited can hit in a lot of different ways that are kind of like well disguised. Like if you have a hand, let's call it Jack 4 offsuit, right? How does that hand flop really well? It flops really well by exactly hitting 2 pair or trips. And those are like the 2 ways that it can do that. 7-5 can do those exact same things. Plus, it can hit flushes, it can hit straights, it can hit flush draws, it can hit straight draws. And that added potential just adds in for that much playability. So it's a context of playability of a hand. So like it can flop a lot of playability is kind of what I'm trying to get at. Obviously the playability is completely there when I just flop a flush. So funny, but good all at the same time. I was really going to hate my life if gloves jammed there. Or I guess Hot Rod Bunny jams, but I expect to call it here a lot. So this is perfect, right? Like, we just put him in a weird spot by continuously betting small. So like, I'm going to bet small here. I'm going to bet small on turn. And then I'm just going to put them all in on the river. And I think at that exact hand, the exact hand that he has, it was the wrong decision. But for us, the wide array of hands that he could have, it was the right decision. Oh, hey, look at that. Tyler Johnson, the U of M grad, is putting up 4 catches and 60 yards for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tonight. I love to see it. Love Tyler Johnson. Nut flush. That's pretty good. Big blind. Suited king. I'll take it in the big blind. Relatively easy to play this. Early position, I can fold versus this. Late position, I can continue and play. Easy decision now. The ace jack is going to do it. I like this hand. I really like this position too. Babker, Lutzi, and Carl all likely to be opening or shoving and allow me to reshove over the top of them. I'm just trying to think what to do versus gloves, but I think I just get it in, make it look, kind of defensive. So that's what we're gonna do. I mean, there's just no situation where I end up getting away from it versus gloves, so I might as well just put on max pressure. Give him an opportunity to get away from it with a hand like 8s, where I'm flipping. I don't necessarily want to be flipping, but he's in a tough spot where he probably can't call with 8s there. We're deep enough that I can do a little bit bigger sizing, but I'm probably just, I'll do 2.2 since we're a little bit deeper versus these exact people. If anyone else was in the hand, I'd probably just min open. But like I said before, like Jack 8 was probably an open for me, so Jack 10, like this was a pretty easy decision. I'm going to check behind here. I'm going to check behind with a lot of hands that are like a pair of queens, a weak ace, or some sort of two Broadway combos. So kind of balancing there. And turning the nuts is often what you want to do when you check, because it shows weakness by checking. But when you turn the nuts, you actually have the best hand. So instead, I'm going to, should I raise here? Because I want to get this inverse hand. I can raise kind of small and give the opportunity to jam on rivers. Again, incentivizing him price-wise, it's 1,000 more into 4,000. But what he does, like what he should know, is that there's a 3,400 chip bet coming on the river. Majority of the hands that he leads out with will call this, except for the hands that are just pure bluffs. Like if he just decided to pure bluff with sevens, he probably folds. I guess we missed out on a potential of him bluffing river into us by taking that raise, but I think it's all right because we were going for the whole chip stack. I'm just writing down all the guesses so I make sure I can get them if I need to. Looks like we moved tables. Make sure I got all my guesses written down. I was gonna say this, but I forgot to. Like during the whole guess how I finish thing, make sure no one else guessed what you guessed. Otherwise, you're gonna have to split the prize. So no one did that. Everyone smartly chose the numbers that they should be guessing. But I'm gonna take a quick break here, grab some water. I'll be back in just a few minutes, and we'll kind of go over where we're at in the tournament and stuff like that. So I will BRB. No. I was just looking at this and I noticed we had some friends that busted out. Busted out recently. John busted in 28th, Steve in 29th. Poker Geek in 41st, Jasper Jr. 39th, Mr. Diz 36th. A lot of friendly faces busting out. Looks like we had 51, so I overshot. I thought we were going to get to 65, but so we're at 3 tables left. We're currently in 4th place. We've had a very easy run of it so far. Winning hands, winning hands, winning hands, winning, losing a very small one. What was this hand? What did we lose here? My short-term memory is like never good. What hand did we lose here? We lose an all-in for someone? Calling someone's all-in? I can't remember. Whatever it was, then we earned it back. So pretty uneventful. Just winning hands, losing very small ones. This is a big one. I can't remember what it was though. But pretty easy going for us. So not too far behind first place, which is Colm Binkley. I guess he's pretty decent. Stewie's been doing pretty decent too, I guess. Ooh, Canada. I didn't know Stewie was from Canada. We got just under 2x the average. Stuff is going to move quick here. So we're at 27 left. We're probably going to be at the final table, maybe even like 8 people left in the next hour. So next hour, 1 hour in, we've lost just under half. We'll probably lose a third of the field in this next hour chunk. So it'll be really important. We'll see way more swings up and down. Because part of the reason for like how this graph looks is because we can, wait for hands. We don't have to play too crazy. Blinds are still small. But blinds will start catching up. We'll have to call all ins. We'll have to put people all in. And we'll just kind of be up and down all over the place. Oh, this was King 10 versus Ace Queen. That's it. That's what the hand was. I remember it now. Resumes in 1 minute. All right, we're almost back. I mean, we're at 100, 200, so some decent chip stacks here. Obviously, keto is really short. This is... What did I step on? Like 17 and a half bigs. This is 15 bigs. Yeah, then everyone else is pretty deep stack, 25, 30. Yeah, we're going to have some playability here. I'm kind of, I guess, in the weirdest spot where all the short stacks are on my left, but it actually plays really favorably for me. I'm just going to fold this. I like to play suited aces and suited wheel aces, but 9-handed, the worst suited wheel ace, I'm just going to fold, especially with what I would call reshove stacks behind me. Gloves should be calling here with almost anything. Not anything, but almost anything. Now, if keto shoves, I have a much tighter calling range than gloves should have in that spot. Because before it was 800, now it's 1300. So significantly worse odds for me to call. I like this queen 5 here. Ooh, this is really big sizing. And that makes it really easy for me. Even considering this, going this big is just a mistake then. You can get the same information from raising smaller. Oh yeah, that's just snap call, dude. Just a snap call. I'm going to say we could get spicy here if it folds to us, because they're going to have to play relatively tight. They have two moves, either push or fold. So we can actually, make our decisions really easy by raising some bad hands that we're going to just fold. But if they don't, and they don't shove on us, we just win the blinds and antes. Roadstar on a roll, can't stop. Oh, the lone spade. This is way better hand than what Keto had. 6 is just way better than 5s. I was gonna say, I really like it to fold to us, because now I'm just gonna jam. There's 3,000, so if, 15 big blind stacks. If I had a 15 big blind stack, I would be only jamming. So it means when we're effectively playing that same size, we get to do the same thing, even though we're not at risk of busting. Hey, can I have my hand back, please? Some people really like this, like, I'm just gonna min bet every single time. I don't know if it's like a laziness thing or I'm trying to get as much thin value as I can, but it's weird. I was expecting a little bit more action to start off, but it's been a little bit slow. It'll pick up here, but again, the min bets just min. Is Keto gonna fold now? Nope. It's just always an 8. It's just always an 8. Last time it was an 8, that's why I try and make that joke. We're kind of getting to the fun part in terms of our guessing, because there's 24 people left. I'm going to be one of those 24 people, and there are 7 live guesses. So right now, just from a pure chance standpoint, there's a 7 out of 24 chance that it's going to be correct, which is pretty cool. The lowest guess that's still alive is 23. So we would have to kind of lose quite a few hands or get into a tango against Roadstar, I guess, to hit that spot. It's a relevant blocker to have the Jack of Hearts here. Roadstar likes to either have really big sizing or really small sizing. So I would not be surprised to see a 200 bet or a 15-15 bet from him. There's the all-in. really thinking about it. If you just have a queen, you can't call there. You have to have some sort of made hand to call that all in, I think. Hey, we might get to see a flop. We're hoping for an ace, a 4, and a 5. Oh for 3. Should I bluff? Should I? It's unlikely someone else has a really strong hand, so maybe I should pretend like I have a really strong hand. What, like 3,900? I could just put them all in too. Or just fold. I really don't know what they have here. It feels like a pair of jacks or a pair of tens and nothing. Like maybe a king. Because no one's like really making a play at it. I think this person makes a lot of like really thin value bets that they potentially shouldn't. So I could see this bet being like just a 10. When it's really bad to like bet a 10 here. Checking down and just winning is good. He folded a king jack. Oh, he did have a queen. Ooh, look at me making the wrong read. Wow. I would have for sure called if I was wager, and when would have been way wrong. Easy fold. Easy fold. Oh, I gotta keep drinking water while I stream because I talk, throat gets dry, and then I would just like cough a bunch. I want to cough a bunch, but instead you just get to see me drink water. All right, we're on the potential bubble. If I bust next, we have to pay out the bet. But we do have someone that only has 480 chips, so we might avoid that one. Just small bets. Why not bet bigger, dude? You have the like best hand that you could have there. They already called a bet of yours. Like, upsize, get more value out of it. If you don't get more value out of hands when you're winning, you're just more likely to bust. I kind of want to raise here. Keto being so short, really, yeah. You can't think. Didn't think I'd get much more. I'm just gonna call. Okay. Like you got to think about it from the aspect of like they could think I'm bluffing. They could have some sort of marginal hand. It's not always the exact hand that they have that you have to be worried about. I'm gonna bet half pot. This should almost never hit apple of my eye, and Minnesota Ted might just play it straightforward. And we just win. That was a hand where the first person to bet into it was going to win it, and I wanted to be that person. Like I said, Roadstar likes to use either really small or really big sizing. Here seems like they're really big sizing. I like it in this instance versus a limp, though. Definitely makes sense. I envision them going really large, which they shouldn't. They should be betting, just over like 1,000 here. But, ooh, min bet and a call. Last time we saw that, it was with a middle pair. So I'm going to go out and guess they have exactly an 8. They have an 8 and they have a jack. Ace 9. Oh, what? Oh my gosh. No one's value betting. No one is value betting. Did he really just... He just called with trip jacks there. What I want to say to that is, why? That's huge for Keto. It just bought himself some more time. All right, our 23rd place guess is officially dust. It's over. Unfortunately, we have to call now. Good luck to me. It's 1,400 to win 2,800. Just need an 8. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna feel so bad. Oh, I did it. Yuck. Sorry, Keto. I'll take it though. I'll take it. It's an ugly win, but sometimes you need ugly wins. It's just 1,400 more to win what was 2,900. So I need to have what, 33% equity. Even in a situation where I was dominated, I had like 28% equity. So a lot of other situations where they have ace queen, ace jack, ace 10, queen 10, queen jack, I have way better than 33% equity. Effective stack size actually makes it so we could play this, because if we hit a queen or an 8, we're happy to go after the rest of his stack. But I think I might just give him credit here and just fold. Like if they're deeper, it's an easy fold. It's just like, okay, yeah, early position raise, I have queen 8 off, don't need to defend my big blind with that. But when we're shorter stacked, it's easier to get value from marginal hands. Like if I flop a pair of 8s, I'm probably alright getting it in. I don't always feel great about it, so in that instance, I'll just fold. It's either jam or limp here. I think I'm going to limp. Fold to a jam. Hopefully just play post flop. I got a snap fold. Okay. Pretty bad flop actually, because they can have a lot of hands that connect in some sort of way. We have probably the worst you could have. Snap fold. Well, now we get some equity, right? 6 at least does something for us, but again, we're just like in a check, don't really want to play. We beat deuce 3, but that's the only hand that we beat currently. Alright, just take your stupid chips. Yeah, see, that's 7. He had the 7 plus a redraw, drew a straight. I think he played it right by checking it down. I potentially bet flop if I'm him. But then after that, I think checking down is totally fine. Because if he bets, he's trying to get called by worse, and it's unlikely for him to get called by worse. And if he gets raised, he's just in a really bad spot. Alright, I'm going to open this, but I don't feel great about it because of how shallow these people are. But these two should be playing relatively straightforward and either shoving or folding. And then they're going to be in a similar spot as well. So again here, essentially the same thing, except now I'm willing to call off versus these two. Potentially versus Oki. I'm just going to check here because I think they'll bet out into us a decent amount on turns. Not necessarily the turn we wanted, but it is the turn that we got. So I will be I'll be calling a bet here. If they check to me, I'll just check behind as well. Now I feel way better about my hand. If that wasn't obvious. I'm only betting really big because of him saying that. Because he means two things when he says that. One, I'm just checking because I'm going to lose. Or two, I actually have some value and I'm trying to like reverse psychology you into it. So if it is the latter, I want to go bigger because I'm actually trying to get value out of them. So they're in a spot when they say this that they're either always calling or always folding. So when I have value there, I'm just going to bet huge because either it doesn't matter on sizing. So don't say stuff like that. All right, I like this hand. I'll be calling all ins from either of these three. Probably be rejamming on Minnesota Ted. And Roadstar, I'll probably just play in position versus him. Now I'm going to bump it up. 1,000 more? No. We're not 1,000. I'll go with 5 big blinds. That seems about right. We just have absolute advantage versus them. This is better than both of their ranges. So anytime they call, we're making money. If we just win, that's okay too. Because I don't want to just check. Because then I check and I take my absolute advantage and make it variable. Because on the flop, then everything changes. I think I want to shove here if he folds. Yeah, I think so. Gets him to fold hands that are like king high, queen high, that we're technically losing against but can't call a jam. And if I do play a hand against those types of, if I play it out versus that type of hand, I want to see all 5 cards. I don't really want to, try and play versus it. So shoving, I just gain fold equity. And if I don't, I should have somewhat decent equity. So let's just keep it going. You gonna put all your chips in the middle? Situation where You probably bet 1774. What you doing, dude? You made the tough call on the turn. The tough call on it. Just shove if that's the case. If you're gonna go all in no matter what, just shove. Be the first one to do it. If you run into sevens, you run into sevens. But with that, we lost another entry in the tournament. Someone guessed 18th. We're gonna have some very sweaty guesses coming up because we have a 15th, a 13th, a 12th, and an 11th all guessed. So we're going to have a lot of finish spots that we'll be closely watching as we go through it. Everyone out there will be like, no, not this one. Wait, one more spot to bust. One more spot to bust. This is oh my gosh. This is so weird now. Because we have the limp and then the big raise. I think we just fold here. And we just pretend like this never happened. So no one saw us fold here, but we did. I feel way better. If it checked around, see that there's that big sizing that I was talking about. Either go small or big. Part of the reason why I was going to get out of there. Oh, wow. Wow, you can't fold now. King, queen, ace, queen. Wow. Yikes. Limp, ace, queen. Let's make sure we note that. He's angry. He's angry. It's a good hand, but I think we just fold this. If he's tilted, there is a decent chance he just goes pot again on any flop. Do we feel that good on a queen high or a jack high flop to just get it in? We probably are just like forced to, but we can just avoid that situation by folding there. Someone's upset. This is the spot where I'm just like praying to get kings. Like just let it happen one time. I just fold. I don't want to play versus them, and these short stacks are likely to get it in. I want to play hands, like I want to be having high VPIP, but just not there, I don't think. There's the all-in. Tens look good. Oh, that's dirty for tens. Yikes. Gosh. He needs to avoid exactly an ace or a jack. It's 2 jacks out there and 2 aces, 4 outs. Yuck. All right, we are officially in the very sweaty spot of the giveaway. If I bust next, I get 15th. And there's guesses for 15th, 13th, 12th, and 11th. out there. So if I bust anytime soon, we've got a winner. But the thing is, I'm not going to make it easy on anyone. I'm going to be fighting. I want to make the final table. I want that bronze pin. Give me the bronze pin. Oh my god, that's such a sneaky hand. Go big, dude. It's so likely he has an ace. Oh, it's so nice to have a 6 there. Oh, man. Make him pay. Alright, I gotta pull up the other table so I can keep an eye on what's going on over there. Like, if you get called there, you're getting called by, like, an ace or, like, 2 pair. You might as well just go big. If he's got the ace, he's probably calling a lot of sizing. Because he might think he's chopping. It's unlikely for you to have a 6 there, unless you have exactly ace 6 or 6-6. So going big is just so beneficial, because then you just get paid more. Personally, I like it when I make a good hand and get paid more. My favorite. Big blind's sitting out, so I'm going to be opening this. This is good. I like how this played out. Just fold, Roadstar. If he raises big, I'm just going to have to kind of tank and fold. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Let's go. Do I check to incentivize a pot size turn bet from him? No, I'm just going to go 800 again. If he folds, but this shouldn't change too much. Oh, shoot. It's all right. We were going for the big value play of continuously betting. All right, we call this. Hope our 7s hold. This should be the spot where we rejam. But I can just get out of the way too if I want to. I'm just going to fold. It's a good spot, but I'm really banking on him to fold. And I think he's slightly tilted and might be a little bit more inclined to call with 2 overs. I think I could have got Jack 10 to fold. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Missed opportunity. I was really worried about hands like King Jack suited, King Queen off, that call, and then he like spite calls. Not like spite against me, but like against how he had been running recently. We saw him kind of be tilted. I think the jam would have worked in that exact spot. But can't always know. Results-orientated Taylor was really upset he didn't jam there. Gosh, I know he plays much more aggressive in certain spots, but I just had this like voice in the back of my head that says he's sometimes still calling when you're flipping, and there's a potential he has you dominated with like 8s, 9s, and 10s. That was the voice that ultimately won. Alright, I wanted to raise wide versus sitting out, but queen deuce is not that. I don't know if I just auto win versus this, or if I actually have to beat the hand. They folded. Okay, so I would have auto won. Huh. He did limp, so like it works out well with his range too. Obviously hoping for a fold, but if we do get called, any 4, 5, or 7 makes me feel all right about my hand. 4 less so, 7 kind of, 5 for sure. All right, pretty standard open here. We're down to 14, it looks like. So whoever guessed 15 is now donezo. This is so annoying. I have a 9 for potential backdoors. I also have ace high. I knew this was coming, so then it's just called twice. I get to see all the cards. Do I think I can get them to fold? That's a legitimate question, right? Yeesh. Yeesh! They just called with ace queen and then decided I'm going to lead out small this whole way through. Happily call off first Keck Geek, but instead we're going to have some fun decisions. Wow. Was not expecting him to have the auto fold clicked, but I'll take it. This is really good when I have raised it up this many times in a row to now get the kings. I think he's a little bit more sticky, so I'm going to go 5x instead of 4x. 2,000 more. I'm going to go enough to be able to reopen if they jam. Potentially miss out on 200 chips, but that's small considering that if he jams all in and Roadstar calls, I can rejam over the top. But we just win a small one instead. That's okay too. All in. I mean, I guess we'll just go all in. I think I badly misplayed this hand. Okay, dude. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I mean, you have to call there when you're in that spot, but yeah, probably shouldn't have been in that position. So we saw them limp ace queen. They're probably, just limping a wide range. Oh, this is so nice. I love this. Yeah, 767 sounds good. I could get a straight flush. Will you just float a king? I gotta continue it up now, right? Because I was gonna bet a lot of rivers. So, hey, I'll take it. See you later. Good luck all in. The ace king holds. Well, not holds, wins. Thanks everyone for hanging out. We are in the final 13 of the Rec Poker home game. Well, I guess it's not the home game, but it is kind of our home game. It's a Rec Poker Nightly Series, I believe is the correct way of calling it. We are playing for 3 things tonight. 1, a bronze pin. The winner of each nightly tournament gets a bronze Rec Poker pin. I don't think I have mine down here. No. Can't show it. But 3 things. Rec Poker bronze pin. 2, invite to the Tournament of Champions. Every month we take all the winners from the prior month. They get to play in one more tournament, the winner of which wins a silver pin. So bronze pin, shot at silver pin. And then my favorite, bragging rights. The bragging rights versus everyone. That is what I'm playing for. I've got enough bronze pins. I need the bragging rights. That's what I want. We are in the final 13. We did a giveaway. If you guessed the exact spot that I finished in tonight, you would get one of 2 things. $10 Rec Poker merch voucher or 50% off our coaching with me. So one of 2 things, you get to choose which one you wanted. We are currently in the thick of it, though. We have a guess of 13, a guess of 12, and a guess of 11. And I guess also a guess of 3rd that are still alive here. But that 13, 12, and 11, very much still active. Because if I bust soon, they are going to win. Good turn card for us. If they go all in, we just call, but we can always just realize some equity too. Now if they go all in, we have to fold, but we're hoping to check down and win with king high, I guess. No, ace high wins. He had the ace of hearts. Ooh, we could have got into trouble. Sorry, Pocket Protractor, there are no commands. At least none that I'm aware of, so. But yeah, a guess of 13th, a guess of 12th, and a guess of 11th. They're all still active and very much in play right now. I'm hoping to get the third place. That one sounds like fun. Or to play spoiler and wreck everyone else's chances by just straight up winning. Let's do that. Ooh, 13th place. Rip the 13th place guess. Gross. Why do I have to get it folded to be on the button when I have 310? Much rather play an 8-6 suited. I'll raise this. If I get jammed on, it's a pretty easy fold. But winning all those blinds and antes is incredibly important, especially this late in the tournament. So, oh, uh-oh. I just wrecked the sizing of everything. That should be better. I need to check, though. Nope, nope, nope. That should be better. Yeah, that looks way better. All right. Whew. Misclicked. Can I still guess? No, Captain Walleye, you cannot still guess. Actually, I changed that. You can still guess, but you have to guess a number that is greater than 13. Then I will allow you to guess. But thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. I have to close the guessing, because otherwise, the longer you wait, the better your odds. So we went for the first 20 minutes you could put in your guess. You can have the exact same odds that Steve had tonight. So congratulations on that, Captain Walleye. How about this? I'll give you, you can have the free guess of 17th place. That's what you can have, Captain Walleye. Heyo, walk. This is probably my least favorite spot to get this hand. Everywhere else, position-wise, I'm really happy to get King Jack suited. But now I'm just stuck playing small blind versus big blind. The number 1 chip stack versus number 3. Hey, you can see my king. I'm a nice guy. See you later. Guess that can win. I did say it have to be an exact pick, JB. So you have to get it exactly right. So even if you would guess closest with like a 4th, 5th, 2nd, so on and so forth, it's only an exact correct guess. Hey, look at this hand. I don't really want to incentivize other people to play. I'm just going to do this. I'll get it in versus Dewey. And this is almost for sure getting it in. Just no ace. Just no ace. Just no ace or 5. There we go. And we're at the final table. Get all of those non-final table guesses out of here. We did it again. I need to figure out, I think it's something like 4 out of the last 5 Twitch Thursdays I final tabled. 3 out of the last 4 maybe. 3 out of the last 4 sounds right. But it means nothing because we're playing for first and first only. JB has shown up to sweat out the 3rd place pick, the only active guess remaining. Whew. Is this just a jam? All the big stacks are on my right. I get to pick on everyone else. Let's do it. I was going to call any like 3 bets from them, so I might as well just put the pressure on. No king or queen. No king or queen. No king or queen. We did it. Boom. Let's go. We're gonna go on a tear here. We're gonna win this thing tonight. I think I call this. Everything else I might fold. Now here, no one's gonna be jamming against me, so easy continuation bet here. Really shouldn't be calling there too much. What they call with is spades, aces, 9s, and 6s. Everything else folds. Now I have a pretty easy. Oh, what the? Yeah. Okay. That was the worst value I expected that they had. Because the 6s made trips. Yeah. I'm all right with it. We took our chance on the flop. We should get a lot of folds there when they don't have a pair. Probably should be turning my hand into a bluff on the river, but I just don't know how often that will work. Almost break time. If you remember the last break, I almost exactly called it. We'd be down to 8 people by the next break, so I will be taking a few minutes once the break gets here, but I will be back pretty soon. Yeah, Pocket Protractor. We'll have to figure out how to get Nightbot working. Easy fold. Obviously, we don't have it right now, but we will get. We'll look into it for sure. Hopefully next week we can have it. Break or one more? One more. I like my suited kings, especially king 9s. I just checked on the football games box score. My boy Tyler Johnson, the former Gopher, had 4 catches for 61 yards in the first half and hasn't done anything since. Oh, I'm so happy to see him actually getting some playing time. It sucks that it's because of injuries, but I was really hoping he would be able to make it in the NFL. I'll just call. Hopefully Sui just checks behind. Okay. I could lead out here, but I'm probably just going to check call. Again, I think they play pretty straightforward, but we got just a good hand that we want to have in this spot. 8 doesn't help us out too much. There's a chance we get a check back. This makes it easy. Now if we get a heart, we're just going to bet big on the river. Ugh. Okay. And instead we just check fold. Yeah, jack. That makes a lot of sense. We were in a great spot almost the whole way through, except for the exact end. But sorry, JB, I'm playing for first. We're going to try and get that tonight. All right, quick break. I'll be back in just a few. All right, we're back. Just 2 minutes left. You can kind of see the situation going on, but here's the tournament lobby. We just moved down to third after losing that hand. Not too upset with it. I mean, we're chasing a draw and didn't get there. A few short stacks, so 10 big blinds, 2 just above 15, probably like 16-ish, 17-ish, and then 40. So pretty big gap between top 4 and bottom 4. Last break we were right here. I was telling you I was going to get a little bit more choppy. Definitely got more choppy, but not like too extreme. We were playing really, steady. Lost one hand. Then some nice ups and downs, some big wins, and relatively sizable loss, but not too bad in the grand scheme of things. So we're just gonna keep our head in the game. I really want to get down to like 5 or 6 handed. I think that's where I'll be at my best. So that's the hope. Hey, 4T Zeus, how's it going? We are playing the Rec Poker home game. There's details right below in that link. Just type in rec.poker/home game if you want to find out about the tournament. If you want to find out a little bit more about me, beneath that is my personal link. It's got a little bit about me. Yeah, Pocket Protractor. I get Nightbot's great for a lot of different Twitch channels. If there's information, like I can just be like, hit !home game, and you can find about the Rec Poker home game, and like it would put a link there and stuff like that. I definitely get it. So yeah, we'll look into it. Hello, ladies. A few limps. We're gonna have to size our raise to allow for now then KB to reopen the action after our raise. So hypothetically, if they have limp for 600, they're going to have 52 behind. We want to go exactly in between 600 and 52. Now we just min raise. All short stacks, we allow them to shove on us. We're just praying one of them 3-bet shoves. We can snap call. I'm going to put the cursor right here so we can just call right away. I don't know if it's here or here. Them shoving into us is really annoying. All other situations result in us min betting and then having to get it in. So it's fine. I would have preferred the 3-bet shove, obviously. Must have typed in that bet size. So it's not a set number or anything like that. Should be a continuation bet and a fold. That's how this most likely plays out. And if they don't fold, the other option that they take is to jam here. But I think that's far less likely. I think we rarely see a call from Combe Binkley here. It worked out. I wasn't expecting that to be the case, but definitely was one of the possibilities. Again, we raise, happily get it in versus one of these three. Into call. So here, I'm just going to continuation bet wide because they have such a hard time calling. They have to have some sort of like mid pair. I think we call it off, although we don't feel good about it. Yeah, they have 7-6. What are you calling with 7-6 for pre-flop, dude? It worked out, but not all flops will be 9 high with a 7. But we still had a chance to pluck them off too. There's enough jams that they have that are, draws. And worst case scenario is essentially the scenario that we were just in, where they have a hand like a 7, a 9, pocket 8s, pocket 6s, something like that. We still have any ace or a queen to hit when we do get it in bad. Maybe we'll just get coolered consistently. Ew, someone call. Calling is the funnest thing for me. It limits a lot of their outs. It limits all their outs. Holy smokes, keep getting the hands. Give me all the hands. So I probably want to go like this. I think this is about right. They can still jam, although they have no fold equity versus me. Ugh. Coolerville population me. Just gonna be one of those final tables where every hand is played by me versus someone else. Cat Geek is still alive? He was just hanging on by a thread before. At least I think he was. Let's I guess it wasn't that bad. They were, below starting stack for a while and then just went on a tear. Whoops. I want to move the table. I'm just going to bet out here, hope for folds. If not, I still have a lot of things that can hit. That's one of them. Let me get rid of this. The thing is to bet small again here. Try and get another round of calls because my hand is almost invincible. All the flush draws are mine. The only thing I'm worried about is someone has a set and then they boat up on the river. And that is the only way I potentially lose this hand. Jeez. Do I ever, like... Alright. Okay. Alright. That was a very chicken call out of me. But I didn't know if they were going to call any river raises. Because it's never a bluff when I raise there. Jeez, I should have just been, hey, I'm going to play every hand. Let's do this. We're back up into second place. We had the ups and downs. It's gonna be rocky. It's not gonna be easy, but we're gonna do it. Blech. Anyone who knows me knows that I do not like pocket fives. Don't do it. Just fold. Fold. I don't really like the turn sizing that I took on that hand where I had the straight. I went really like I went small on the flop, but then I went really small on the turn. There's just so many hands that call me there that I probably should go bigger. I was just trying to really incentivize them and then allow for me to shove river on anything that doesn't pair the board. 8 is probably the safest for me to jam in terms of a paired river card. But yeah, that was just a scared call by me. So they just bet out small. Like I went small on turn, they bet out like the same amount on the river, and I just have to have exactly aces, kings, jacks, or ace 8, king 8, jack 8. Very unlikely for him to have jack 8 or king 8. Decently likely for them to have ace 8. Yeah, I should have just tried to get more money in the middle. That was my bad. Definitely my bad. I think I was shook by the roller coaster that I had been on before then, because there's a lot of ups and downs. This is a very hefty pot. Check, check. What are you calling with, clubs? What do you call with it that doesn't beat a 10? Has to be either a straight draw or clubs. Tech Geek is now going to be the one playing all the hands. Yikes. That's going to be it for 3-card fan. GG's. And we keep the hot streak. Pretty easy 3-bet here. They've been playing the probably second most hands behind me. 3-card hand was probably playing the third most. So when they open, easiest for us to 3-bet. If we open this, we're going to have to fold to a jam, but it still does put these two in a tough spot. With the open in front of us, we just fold. Really tight race. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 people all hovering around the same chip stack. And 2 within striking distance. I think people are going to play overly tight in this spot, so I'm going to open up a little bit more than I normally would. It's going to be a lot more action now. We're 6-handed, final table. People are going to be playing a little bit tighter pre. My Twitch channel is twitch.tv/Taylor Maas. Oof. Hefty, hefty, hefty. If this was better, probably would, but I'm just going to fold. Ace 5 I might call there. Twitch.tv/Taylor Maas. I don't stream there all that often. I probably stream more on this channel, but I only stream this channel on Thursdays. I'm most likely always just making a donation of $1,200 when I do this, but I think it's just good enough to call here. This is just a super spicy spot to like go for the jam. But we won't. So this is where I want to be in terms of, 6 people left, right within striking distance of the chip lead. This is where I have the most fun playing poker. Binkley's kind of handcuffed. Rick the Good Dog is slightly handcuffed. If we were at like a real final table with ICM and stuff, those two would be like not wanting to play much at all. Normally in this spot, I check my middle pair types of hands, but first Rick, I'm just going to keep betting. Because on this board, I'm continuation betting 100% versus a shorter stack. Yeah, I was going to say, if they open, I'm going to have to call. They're playing wide. Me calling decentralizes everyone else from playing. Oh. Rick still wants to play. Even so, even if this goes four-handed, like, this is an all-right hand to do that with. This is probably ill-advised, but Rick is going to have to play tighter, and then if these two call, they've already checked once, and, oh, geez. All right, we're screwed first. Rick, we need to... I was going to say we need to hit a queen or a jack, and now I'm not so sure about either of those things. Yeah, they're going to bet, and I'm just going to have to fold. Yeah, that was unfortunate, but when they're able to call with two people behind, we're just in a bad spot. I could see Binkley getting a little bit wider with their shoves, especially now in very much shove territory, and then especially versus me or Keki, the two people that have been the most active in terms of opens. Yeah, this is just unfortunate for Binkley. Sorry, Binkley. I had a queen. Hey, we jumped up into first place after that. I didn't realize, but Stewie wins. They retake the chip lead, and if more chips go in, Cut Geek can take the chip lead if they win. Ace high. I'll open this. Kekik now has to play tighter. I have the option of opening before Stewie, so I'm going to be a little bit wider than I would normally. This will just check behind now. I have to get 2 people to fold. We do turn an 8 potential. So I need to check back some top pairs first, Rick. Not just, ooh. Ew. Ew. Maybe some 2 pairs. I need to check back for some. Hey, we're trapping. That's a good turn card for us. I bet this and then I check almost every river. Check call is very much potential here. Because hands like Jack 10, Queen Jack, 7, 6, I'll have to bluff here. If he has exactly an 8, he's got us. Otherwise, I think it's unlikely he has a 9 or a 2. We chop a decent amount too. See. Reads are spot on. Let's go. But in fairness, that was a pretty easy call, I think. Nothing too out of line. We have the flush draw. We have middle pair. We don't really want to hit the flush. Do want to hit a second pair or another 9. Oh. Oh my god. Don't do it, Stewie. Bet big. Bet big, please. No! Oh, no! Damn it. My eyes got so big. I wanted the check raise there because I was going to go huge. I thought he was going to bet anything that was like a 10 or higher flush. So the jack was out there. The 10, queen, king, and ace, I thought would bet. And I think the ace for sure calls a huge bet. And then a king likely calls a big bet too. I wanted it all. Again, I'm going to be a little bit wider. Illy's been 3-betting me, but I think only with good hands. This is great for me to continuation bet because I'm happily getting it in versus them. With top pair, yeah. It's one of the worst turn cards. That's not a bad river. Okay, it was a bad river. Ah. So 40 bigs, 39 bigs, 12 bigs, 30, 27. A lot of things can shift around, but I like where we're at. I like the stack size that we're playing. Is he going to 3-bet here? Mm-hmm. Take a really long time and then 3-bet. We'll let him have that one. Yeah, 6 straight flush. Like, just wish I could have got paid from it. I'll call off first Rick. No, he had King of Hearts. No. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, man. Yes. We haven't pipped. We pipped. All right, final 4. Had a feeling. You jerk. Bet it. JB is very much anti-sweating me right now. The only guest that's still alive is 3rd place. So JB is like sitting there hoping that I get 3rd. I know it too, and I don't appreciate it. I think I 3-bet here. I think it's a pretty standard 3-bet spot, and I want to go to this. I have the ace blocker. Put Stewie in a tough spot. Keki's got a weaker range, so I'm hoping to get a fold here, and then I'm pretty sure Keki also folds. If it goes fold jam, I'm in a really like crappy spot, but like that almost never happens. This should go fold now. Yep. Borderline. I think I just go check, call, and then evaluate river. If they check, I was going to lead river. I think versus this, I just check, call one more time. allows them to keep bluffing into us. Whew. Really happy I got out of there. Ace 4. I also folded ace 4. Ooh, no chop pot either. Alright, JB's guess is very much alive right now. However, she needs illy chippies to put a dent in me. I'm gonna just be rude. I almost always have the winning hand when it's a limp, and I don't necessarily want to play a weak ace, especially ace deuce, so. JB's out there, I know it. She's like, get Gopher Boy to bust. Get him to bust. Would I fold 5 deuce? Yeah. Some chips for Illy. Suited king, easy open. Yeah, I was gonna say, with that shove last time, I might actually buy some walks in the future. No, JB, by the time I'm reading this, you don't want me to wait one more place before going out. Because Keck Geek busts right here. This is the spot where I want to have purchased that walk. I almost never fold versus a min. I limp call a lot of kings here. I think king deuce off is the worst of them. I can wait for better spots. Illy 3 bets, it's a pretty easy get it in type of situation. Also a pretty easy continuation bet situation. We'll be calling here. It's my 7-5. I hit a flush with it before. But there's also times where I hit absolutely nothing with it too. It's going to be a lot of ups and downs from here on out. All in. I'll just check it up. You win, Stewie. You win. Go on. You won. Go on. Yeah, I think I do this. And unfortunately get it inverse illy, but just hope for the fold. I could just call this. I've got a hand that flops well enough, especially versus this when they're doing this a lot. So 7's good. The other two are not. They could be doing this with hands like 9s, 10s, jacks, queens. I'm actually going to take the lead here with the intention of checking back every single turn. Kind of buys me 2 cards, because if I check, I likely face a turn bet, and then I can't. I could also get the fold right then and there. I'm hoping for a 7. A 7 would be so fun. Thanks. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, I'm likely just calling down now that I have a pair. Ugh. Why does it have to be an ace? It might slow her down, though. Obviously, I was hoping for a 3x there. Probably ended up playing that in the worst way possible, but I don't know how much I was going to get out of that exact instance either. Double gut shot. I'll just check. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. JB is just living it up right now, watching me sink into 3rd place. Ugh. I still have a ton of playability left, though, so I don't need to freak out. But I gotta start hitting some flops, that's for sure. I think I might have to call a river bet. Okay, I'll just check and win ace high. Every hand that if I bet that I get to fold, I beat anyways, so it doesn't really make too much sense for me to bluff. Fold, go 2x. Want him to bluff with hands like king high, stuff like that. If we both have ace high, we both are chopping. I think it's unlikely he has a jack or a 6. Damn it, stupid river. Obviously, he had the flush draw and the potential of hitting a king or a queen, but I was really happy with where I was at exactly in that hand. Decent chance I check raise here. What does he check flop and then call turn and river with? I just don't know. Yeah. We did it. We bluffed him. It's just way too hard of a call for him to make if it's just king high that he has there. I showed that I'll check behind ace high when I think I'm good. So I'm actually going to bet. Oh. What you doing, dude? What you doing? Fold. 2x. Get out of here. Dang it. Give me the hand back. Give me the hand back. I doubt I end up making much out of it. Suited queen. Suited jack. I want to bust illy chippies so I can guarantee to not get third. But at the same time, if she doubles up through me, then I'm more likely to get third. I'm just going to call if she jams. Nope. Okay. Let it go. If we're in a real like ICM situation, Stewie should be playing every single hand. I have to play very few hands, and Illy has to choose correctly on when to jam all in. I could shove here. I just put pressure on her and be like, well, you limped. Let me put pressure back. Or I could hit my open-ended straight. Do I ever fold? Oh my gosh. Can I hold? Oh my gosh, I held. Not third place. Not third place. Sorry, JB. Oh, it was so close, JB. So close. But we're going for the #1 spot. We want first place. First place. Nothing else. So many cards that help me there. 4 and 8 to king of 7. Does he have exactly a queen? Dang it. He does. How many other hands make that bet? An ace for sure doesn't. Missed draws or hands just trying to like win it do. And then a queen obviously does. So I'll call it down with my king because it does well enough versus what he's betting there. Big sizing. I could call it, it just looks like so strong from me. I haven't played heads up in a long time, so this is going to be probably rusty from me, but hopefully I can still pull it off. I do not mind being in the spot I'm in. I don't know my heads up ranges all that well, but I'm going to just try and adapt to what I think Stewie's doing. This is just definitely a check. I think I have to go big on the river here. Just it's so hard for them to call river. Easy for them to call turn, hard for them to call river. That lead is like, hey, I've got like a jack or something, and I just don't know if I can fully represent the. Yeah, that was probably I probably should just fold there, but I wanted them to check turn and then me to take aggression on 2 straight streets, but I'm trying to look too far forward and put certain plays on them that I'm not sure if they're going to actually be making. If we're getting it in, we're getting it in, Stewie. I wanted to go exploitively small because it just puts so much pressure on him. Heyo! Big time to get a hand like queens. That helps out a lot. So we got him down to 20 bigs. It's going to be... thanks, JB. Appreciate the good luck. Good night. Thanks for sticking around. Sorry you couldn't get third. It was really, really close. I definitely appreciate the support, though, for being the only one to guess for me to finish this high. Break time. When we come back, we're going to try and win this thing. Close it out. BR just over a minute left. And then we continue the heads-up battle. We've got 120, they've got 33. Let's see the journey that they've taken to get here. We were pretty steady throughout. They got pretty jumbly. Lost some decent hands. I think this was like 7-handed or so, and then we've just been on an upward trajectory since then. They started off hot, cooled off, then went it's their tear that they went on, and then obviously we put a damper to it with queens versus eights, but pretty steady run for them, probably since like final 2 tables went on. All right, 1 minute. 1 minute. They've got 20 bigs, so still a decent amount of playability left, but we're gonna try and put on the pressure when we can and end it. We want the dub. Here we go. I probably won't be talking through too many of my decisions, because it'll be heads up is so quick that I can't really like talk through all the different things that I'm like thinking about going through a hand. If he's got an ace, if he's got 10 or lower, we actually chop. So he's got a 3. That's a pretty good hand to have in that spot. Pretty good. So you go 50, 100 again? Oh, he goes 3/4 pot. Okay. It's a really interesting turn card. I missed what he folded. Excuse me. This is like a really thin value bet, trying to get paid off by like a queen. I don't know if it necessarily calls, but I don't know what to think about that king 10. King 10's a pretty good hand, heads up, but what is he shoving with that? Hey, jack high. What is he shoving with that I'm happy to get it in against? If I'm not happy to get it in against anything, why would I be calling? Like, does he have king 9 there in jam? I don't think so. I think it's very unlikely. Now we're stuck in the hand. Do I bet out? No, because you could easily have a 4 here. I think I just check call. I was trying to figure out, do I get raised if I bet out? And I thought the answer was potentially. I don't really want to get raised. So I'd rather just check call. Anything that he calls with, he's probably betting. I think so. Good luck. He's getting spicy. Can we seal it? Seal the deal. You have won the tournament. Here we go. GG's. 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 First place. Can we see that again? Can we see that again? First place. Bronze pin. Secured. Chance at a silver pin playing in the Tournament of Champions next month. Secured. Bragging rights. Secured. Taylor with the win. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. You just got to see Gopher Boy TJM win a tournament. If you want to see it again, maybe I'll do it next week. Next Thursday, same time, same place. Check it out. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it.